Hello and welcome to Fellowship Mobile. My name is Tim Brown and I'm the creator of Fellowship Mobile. I wanted to create this little introductory video just to give you a little bit of a background as to who we are and what we do and how our mobile technology can better serve the needs of your congregation. But first, let me tell you a little bit about why we created Fellowship Mobile. I have served in ministry for the last 11 years of my life. And then on October 16th of 2010, our family's lives changed forever. After an accident that left our son in a coma and then subsequently having to relearn how to walk and talk and eat and function as a kid again, I stepped away from the full-time ministry that I was in and along with my wife took on the new ministry of taking care of our son to try to help him regain all that he had lost due to his brain injury. I knew that because my wife would no longer be able to work in any traditional way and because I needed to stay as close to home as possible, I needed to create a new income that would allow me to stay close to my son and give him the care that he needed. So I took the knowledge that I had outside of ministry, marketing, and technology, and I combined it with my love and passion to serve Christ and serve God's people. And I created Fellowship Mobile. So let me give you a little introduction as to what we do. If you look at communication out there, every church has messages that we want to send our members and potential members all the time. If you look at the different means of communication that we have, the statistics are quite interesting. If you look at, for example, email users, 37% of people out there are considered active email users, meaning they check it at least 3 times a week. 42.3% of people out there use Facebook. And only 7% of Americans have a Twitter account. So what does that mean? It means that if you take 100 of your members or potential members and they're standing in front of you and you have a message that you want to get out to them quickly, then if it, for example, if it's email, you're going to get anywhere between 3 or 4 out of every 10. If it's Facebook, you're going to get about 4 out of every 10. And if it's Twitter, probably less than 1 out of 10 at best. But if you look at, for example, text messaging right now is considered the most common denominator technology out there. What does that mean? It means that as a means of communication, the majority of Americans use text messaging every single day. According to this statistic, 90% of the U.S. population uses text messaging every single day as a means of communication. So what we did is we created a service that allows you to be able to create more involvement and more communication inside your congregation. With our technology, with Fellowship Mobile, you can use it to send out reminders to attend congregation or to attend special services, to participate in upcoming events, to pray, to forward information on to others. Let's say, for example, you've got a prayer request, or maybe you're in the office and you get a communication, or somebody calls you and says that there's been a sickness or there's been someone who's been taken to the emergency room, and you want to get the entire congregation praying immediately. Text messaging is the most effective way to get people praying right then and there. Maybe you've got a special event that's coming up and the time changes. Or maybe there's funeral arrangements that you didn't have all of the information on Sunday to be able to make it into the announcements. With Fellowship Mobile, you have a means of communication that will be able to get these messages out to your members quickly and effectively. You can send reminders, you can send videos. One of the things that we do is we also create for you a mobile website. That way, if you have prayers and videos from your minister, video previews of upcoming events, songs, we can even do requests for donations where people can donate directly over their cell phone. There's also a lot of other information that you could put on your mobile website. For example, Sunday's program, prayer list, calendars of events, virtual brochures, Bible verses, daily Bible verses, and devotional readings that you can put on there, notes from the services or sermon notes and that kind of thing. There's all kinds of information that you can send out to your members and potential members when you're using Fellowship Mobile. Now this slide just gives you an idea of how people can interact with the program. One of the things that we do when we install a program with your congregation is there's 2 main ways that people can opt into your database. You can have people, for example, text in a keyword So for example, let's say you have the church's name is Gospel Tabernacle. You might have your minister stand in front of the congregation and say, text the word gospel to 72727, and anybody who does that will then be opted into that mobile database that you will then be able to send messages out to in the future. Another thing that we do is we will give you a sign-up form that you can then pass around on Sunday morning, and people can write down their name and their mobile number, and then you will then collect those pieces of paper and then add those numbers to your database. Then what will happen is, as we create these databases of members, you'll then be able to schedule a delivery of reminders, alerts, notifications at exactly the right moment. So what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to put your message directly into the hands of your members right when you want it to go out. So let's say, for example, just looking at the example here, Brentwood Hills is a church that we are potentially going to be working with soon. Here's a few messages that they could schedule out. Sunday's worship was inspirational. This video describes my thoughts going into this week. Watch it here. And your members will then be able to click that little link, and it'll take them directly to a video of this particular minister talking about his thoughts on where we're going to be going with next week's message. Then if you look at the second one, Brentwood Hills, Susan Smith just went to the hospital and needs our prayers. To see our other members in need, click here. When they click that link, it'll take them to a mobile website that will then have a list, a prayer list, of all the recent updates of prayer concerns. And then finally here, Brentwood Hills, today's service has been canceled due to the weather. Everybody be safe. See you Wednesday. Let's say you have inclement weather and you've got to change your service times or even cancel a worship service. Well, you can send out emails, but there's no guarantee that those emails are going to get out to everyone immediately. The best way to get that message out is to send them a text message. Now, one of the strengths that we use in our system is we have the ability to create multiple databases, and all of it is managed from your home computer or from your office computer. So let's say, for example, you wanted to create messages that are specific to certain groups in your church, whether it's youth groups, the entire congregation, or just the ministers, or a women's group, or deacons. What you can do is you can delineate out messages to go to these groups whenever and however you want them to go out. Another interesting feature of our system is some churches are beginning to use it as an outreach tool. We'll talk about this more in a moment, how you can use it as an outreach tool, but I'll just give you one example. There was one minister that is using our service that sent out a message to his members, and he said, "This is one of the best messages I have ever heard. Here is a 2-minute video to watch." And what he would do is he would say, "Hey, look, I'm going to be sending you this video this week, and what I want you to do is, if you think this video would touch somebody's life that you know, take out your cell phone and forward this link and forward this text message to say just 5 people in your contact list." Well, if you've got 100 people that do that, and they forward it to 5 of their friends in their contact list, then you've automatically touched over 500 people. Imagine if you could get more and more people in your congregation to do that on a weekly basis. Your mobile device then becomes an outreach tool for the community, which is pretty incredible. Okay, here's just some other examples. Brentwood Hills, this is one of the best messages I've ever heard. Here's a 2-minute video to watch. Brentwood Hills, don't forget to forward out this message to 5 of your family who think you might need it. Let's say, for example, you've got a special service coming up, and you're going to be giving a series of messages on, let's say, marriage, or raising families, or something like along those lines. Maybe it's about addiction, or something that it deals with the family as far as people needing help with some type of problem. Well, you may know somebody that could really benefit from that message. Then all you'd have to do is take that message and then forward it over to that person. They would then be able to click that link and watch that little introductory video, and hopefully that would then be the message that would bring them to the congregation to let them hear the message that would help them. Here's another example. Brentwood Hills, tomorrow's service will be covering family time together. Forward this as a personal invitation to anyone you think might like to attend. And you can see the schedule here by clicking on this link. Now, I mentioned a moment ago that some congregations are beginning to use mobile as an outreach tool to be able to communicate not only with their members but also potential members. So what we do is we tend to talk to, and this is, we also talk to secular businesses when we're working with them, because we do work with businesses as well. But what we do is we tell them, put mobile calls to action on everything that you do, whether it's your church sign out in front of your building, whether you've got an event that you're going to and you're passing out literature, or you're trying to spread information about your congregation and you're giving out flyers and so forth. Maybe it's a newspaper ad. Maybe it's a special video that you want to get out there. Every single time you interact with people that are outside of your congregation and you want to use this as an outreach tool, you can put mobile calls to action so that they too can opt into your database, and then you can send them specific information to hopefully bring them to your congregation to hear the word of Christ. Now again, talking about outreach, if you look at, for example, what we tend to tell people is, you want to send out no more than about 2 or 3 messages per month. Okay, if you send out more than 2 or 3 messages per month, you really do run the risk of people wanting to opt out, because it gets to be a little bit more cumbersome. But just for an example here, let's just say you do send out 2 to 3 messages per month to your databases. Well, let's say you have a database of 1,000 potential members, and they all receive a personal invitation to attend your service or to some special event that you have going on in your congregation. 97% of those people statistically are going to read that message within the first 5 minutes that you send it out. So let's just say over the course of a year, just 2% of those families that you have been texting over the course of the year, sending them pertinent information that has to do with things that they are dealing with, to bring them and to invite them to your congregation, let's just say 2% of those interested would actually become members at some point later on in the year. Well, that would translate to 20 new families. So it makes sense that if you want a communications tool that will help improve the communications of your church, to be able to reach not only your members with information that is pertinent to them, but also the non-members and the potential members with information that is pertinent to them, this tool can become a very effective outreach and evangelistic tool for the congregation. So just to talk a little bit about the pricing. Our basic starter text package begins at $49 per month. There is no setup fee that is waived for you. That includes your first 500 messages. And also, too, right now we're running a special where mobile websites are included in the package. So this $15 per month that you see here is completely waived if someone signs up within the next month. Now, also, too, just to let you know, you'll have online reporting to see all of your contributions by donor. If you have that feature enabled on your device or on your system, you're also able to see how many people are opting in and how they're interacting with your tech service. So $49 per month, 500 messages. Mobile website is free for the next month. After that, it'll be $15 per month. If there are other that package does not suit you, if you have a larger congregation, we also have packages that will fit your needs as well. So just let us know. One last thing to bring up before I sign off here is that for education and training, we provide full training on how to use our technology, and we will help you with all of the following: help you build your databases, improve your communications, help you grow involvement in the church, manage different lists, help you with event engagements, growing your social media, capture email, build databases, grow your congregation, add mobile to other types of media, and using it as a marketing to potential members. Now, one thing I did want to mention is, let's say you have a Facebook page or a Twitter page and you do want to increase the traffic on those pages. Using mobile marketing or mobile technology, mobile communication is the best way to do that. Here's why. If you look back at the statistics we talked about at the very beginning, 42% of Facebook users have a Facebook account. Only 7% of users out there have a Twitter account. 30 some odd percent actually use email more than 2 or 3 times a week. 90% of the US population uses text messaging. So what happens is that we use text messaging as a way to build larger databases of people that we can then use to direct that traffic wherever you want it to go. So let's say you had a special event and you sent out a text message, and for more details you tell people then to go to your Facebook account and like you on your Facebook account. See, that way you can drive traffic and increase the viral component of your Facebook page or Twitter page, and increase the amount of emails that you have in your email database. That's all that I have for today. I just wanted to just give you a little introduction to Fellowship Mobile and what we can do. If you have any questions, then please contact us on the information that you see on your screen under the contact page here. And I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you, and talk to you later.